I get a cut. I think I'm top 5. Top 5.
Top 5 side ones. Track ones.
Top 5.
This is Top 5. I'm Kenton McDonald.
I'm Ian Howe.
And I'm Andrew.
We got Andrew Bassett as our
Sure.
first guest.
Yeah, this is my first pod, too.
My goodness.
The Hound of Love.
That's right. That's me. Oh, yeah. Do I say what I do? Yeah. Hound of Love, that's me. And I'm in that band, POD. That's why we're doing the cast.
Billy Jeans of POD.
Yeah, no. Mean Jeans. Do that. So that's probably why I got the credentials to get on here, right?
Yeah.
You were also the
Absolutely.
only one who responded to us. So
Oh,
that
okay,
was
cool.
that was huge too. So I mean that's hugely in your favor.
This is my first one. I was nervous. I left my house, and then I got excited, and then I got accosted at the bus stop, and I lost it all. This guy was spitting in my face, so I'm a freak to begin with. I get annoyed if I leave my apartment inside the complex and someone else comes out of their apartment in the hall. That's really annoying to me. It really is. And yesterday I came out of my door and the guy across the hall came out at the exact same time, or like a second later. I was like, dude, if you hear me come out, you got to give me like a 10-second.
Do you have their number? Can you get like a schedule up where you can
No,
you
it's
put it
just
up?
common sense. First of all, there's COVID going on right now. I don't know who's going to be listening to this when. Maybe that'll be over with. But so this guy's spitting in my face. And I'm at the bus stop, so where am I going to run away to? I'll miss the bus. So I was stuck, and all these fools are waiting to go into Next Adventure that's
What is up with those lines?
Dude, yeah. What is going on? Maybe I'm just ultra sensitive. I live alone, but COVID, like, don't do shit unless you kind of have to. I mean, I guess we don't have to be doing this, but you know what I mean? Like, to a certain degree.
Sure.
Why is there 7,000 people in line at Next Adventure all day, every day? Like, oh, dude, half off skis, dude. What, is that it? It's probably not even half off.
My thought was they might only be letting like 5 people in the store at once.
Yeah, that's definitely
But
the case.
still, it's I live right, but it's always jammed. Anyway,
Okay.
so I was walking past them. I was in a good mood, saw them, and I got a little bit sour because I was like, "What? How many snowboards do you need?" Oh, dude, gloves. They got a sale on gloves. Something. So that annoyed me. And then I got to the bus stop, and then there was this guy with his pants off spitting on me. And then it got really ruined. And then I got on the bus, and then it's like the clown convention. People are wearing masks, like, don't even. Anyway, happy to be here.
My God, dude. Yeah, the world through your eyes.
Oh my
Oh my God. What
I'll stop talking. I mean, oh my gosh. How is the pop filter on this? All right, that's good.
It's very good.
All right. I'm done.
All right. Well, first off, the premise of this show is our guest picks the criteria for the top 5 that we are working with tonight. And that's you, Andrew. And why don't you tell us what we're working with?
Okay. Ian hit me up about the concept. I was like, of course I'm down. When someone asks me to do something, I'm always down immediately. And then it's when I sit in bed at night and stare at the ceiling, I'm like, oh God. Then I regret it saying yes. Then I was annoyed because I have to come up with the idea. So I was texting him a bunch. I was like, wait a minute, it's y'all's podcast, but I have to come up with the top 5 that is in some way interesting that we can talk about.
I mean,
rude.
Yeah, I mean, it's really our podcast right now. So, I mean, you're a huge part of this.
But I'm the
At
guest.
least 1/3.
And I was trying to think,
2/3 maybe.
okay. I mean, I was trying to I like to think of comparisons when shit pisses me off or gets me all flustered. It's like, wait, you asking me to pick the top 5 is like da 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 da, asking da 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 to da 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 da. I couldn't come up with any good one.
I can't
Much
believe you
like-
ever overcame this. This sounds like a serious affliction.
No, I'm happy now. I'm happy. But I was nervous. I was like, this shouldn't be, I've never been on one before. I thought that you would be like, next week we're doing like, top 5 albums on Fat Records, and because we are on that label.
Good plug, by the way.
No, but seriously, in my mind, like, why you would choose
We
me.
cater to you.
No, you would come up with something and then be like, oh, we should have Andrew because I have some connection loosely.
Well, I think ultimately the reason I thought doing a music podcast, for me, I don't know everything, but I happen to know a lot about a little, if that makes any sense, as far as music is concerned.
Yeah.
And almost everyone I am friends with, I was thinking about the other day, is because our friendship is rooted in music. Whether or not anyone even listens to music or plays music anymore, we all met through music. And I thought this would be a cool thing because everyone who's ever been on tour or stuck in a fucking place with someone, you always kind of come up with something similar to this top 5 premise where you're just like
Sitting in the van.
yeah, trying to
Wasting
entertain
time.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's just thoughts that are just destroying your mind, and you got to let it out. And the guy next to you has to hear what you have to say. They don't want to hear it, but if they engage, it can be really good.
Exactly. It would be no fun if you were in the van like, oh, I wonder what the top 5, Schminkle burnt. And people are like, what are you talking about? And it's like, well, do you like Sniffney? And it's like, I don't know any of that stuff. And then the conversation's over and they turn up the music and pretend to sleep. And you're like, well, that's that. So that was my problem. I was like, my first idea was, I think I'd tell you, was top 5 hidden tracks from 90s pop punk CDs. Or it didn't even have to be 90s pop punk CDs.
I could only think of 2.
Exactly. So obviously the Green Day one, we all know that. But there's also an age gap between me and you guys. So I was like, all right, imagine if I came up here and said, what's your thing? And it's like top 5 pop punk 90s CD hidden tracks. Like, no fun at all. Anyone listen to them? No. See, then it's like, okay. Satanic Surfers? No. Well, I've heard of them, but never heard. Okay, well, all right, see ya. Anyway, so my top 5 is top 5 Ramones tracks not on Mania.
And I love that caveat, by the way, because
had to have a caveat.
This has got to be one of the hardest, like, as a first episode of a podcast, this top 5 is incredibly hard to do for me personally because even their bad songs are good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But what if there wasn't even the caveat? Then it would also be very hard.
Then you have at least 15 more tracks that would be in the running for me, out of the 30 tracks on Mania, Right.
So I chose that, and he was like, cool. He told you, and you were cool. And then immediately I was like, I was trying to, like, put a caveat on the caveat to try and, like, whittle it down.
No, I think it's good, man. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, maybe. But then I didn't want to choose anything that anyone's ever heard of. You know what I mean?
Dude, I had the same moment because this is the most telling thing is when you're picking a top 5 Ramones song, and every song debatably could be in a top 5. I mean, it's
exactly.
It's great.
I took a totally different route with, like, I think every one on my list is like how the hell is that not on there? Like,
okay, so
well,
that's
not
good.
all of them, but
Right.
enough of them.
That's good. And then I went the other way of, like, the little weird ones.
All bonus tracks that aren't
no,
even on record.
No. I didn't. No, see, and that's the thing too is that I wanted to choose some of the ones that were covers, and then in my own head, I didn't allow those. It was still a Ramones song, but
I did the
sure.
same thing. I had to
Especially
cut
with a
out
band like
covers. There's actually one track in dispute, which I'll bring up later, because I didn't feel like it. It's a great song, and it probably could have made my top 5, but because of this fact I just couldn't, in good conscience, do it.
Wait,
so it's not on the list?
It's not on the list. It's an honorable mention, which I'll give to you.
I hope we get honorable mentions.
Yeah, should we just start with that?
Honorable mentions?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can start with an honorable mention. Yeah, we'll work our way up. How about we do this? We're going to start with honorable mentions, and then we'll go around from the bottom up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we can kind of discuss.
But what if one of the honorable mentions is in your list? Then there's some crisscross going on.
Well, then
might
whoever got
end up
it, there's going to get some shit.
We might have to talk about a song twice. It could
we're
happen.
going to have to talk. I mean, I don't know what's the time limit?
I mean, dude, with editing powers today, I think we got all the time in the world.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, but you guys start the honorable mention then.
Let's go in a circle.
All right, starting with
Kenton,
you.
clockwise.
All right, I'll start it up. So, my honorable mention is the song "Poison Heart,"
Okay.
and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but
It's on my list.
No way.
Okay.
No way.
Well, maybe this fact will be good for you to hear, but the reason I couldn't in good conscience put it on my list is because technically Stiv Bators of the Dead Boys has the first recorded version of that song.
What?
Yeah. It was written by Dee Dee, given
bail
to
him
Stiv
out of
Bators.
jail.
Well, no, that's why he sold it to the Ramones, but it didn't come out and wasn't recorded until 92. But Stiv Bators died in 1990.
Which is why it's
and
not on Mania, because Mania came out in 88.
Exactly. So, but
88?
it came out in 88. Yeah. But because Stiv Bators has the first recorded version of that song, and it came out post-mortem. So it actually came out in 1996, whereas Mondo Bizarro came out in
Stiv Bators'
1992.
version came out in 96?
Yeah, after he died, but he recorded it. He died in 1990.
It's absolutely a Ramones
He
song.
recorded it before.
It was
But he
written
has
by
the
a
first-
Ramone and released by the Ramones first.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he had the first recorded version. He did it first.
And that's what I'm saying. You can make your own little caveats in your own head if you want.
That's what
Because
I had
there's
to
no
do.
rules here. That's what I was freaking out about when you told me. I was like stressed as if it was right or wrong answers.
No.
I could say anything.
This is just chilling. We're just trying to have a couple brews and talk Ramones.
Yeah, okay. You know these are tall boys, so that's like a beer and a half. So by the time I have just one, that will be like having a couple of
I
smaller
think it's a
beers.
beer and a third, technically. But yeah, I mean, so
Wait, you
But-
wrote stuff down? I didn't know we were allowed to.
I didn't.
I just wrote this is for people who can't see this list right here. It
Oh.
says Ramones top 5 songs, my Stiv Bators fact.
Oh, you got fact? See,
He
this is what I
memorized
was
it.
thinking about doing too, but I didn't know if I was allowed to. I brought the records, the actual records.
No, the guest is not allowed to have any notes or be prepared in any
well,
way.
it's good to know. I'm the first one, so everyone after me, you're going to learn if you're listening. But I brought all the records in one CD because I didn't know if we were going to be at a big round table. I've never been to a cast. I don't know which one is the
I'm
short
sure
name.
there's
Pod?
definitely
Cast?
you know, I'm not a professional quite yet, but I can tell you I've seen other people with tables. We have tables.
Your table's taken up with the
Full
big
of
reel-to-reel.
The gear.
Yeah.
It's cool that you're doing this all analog.
Hey man, I mean, you got to stick to your roots on this one, you know, and I feel like that's going to give us that kind of edge that other podcasts don't have going for them.
Wait, don't bring up the edge until you do the YouTube podcast. But okay, so that's a great joke going on here. But wait, hold on though. I feel like, is that the end of the Poison Heart?
Well, I need to take it off my list
No,
now?
no.
You don't have to.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
wanted to say that was for me. That was my honorable mention. I would love to have put that on there, but I have my own caveat I put on it was the fact that it's like we were talking about this a little bit earlier. We tried not to talk about this Ramon stuff before you got here, but you know, same with like Chinese rock.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, written by Dee Dee, recorded in '77 by the Heartbreakers.
It's a Heartbreaker
and then,
song.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
And
written by
luckily-
three
luckily-
Heartbreakers and a Ramone, and recorded by them first.
Sure. And it's on Mania, so it
Right.
gets
Yeah,
ticked
it was
off
already
later.
Boom.
disqualified, exactly, but it was still the same idea. It was like written by, but yeah,
But you love that song, regardless of all the.
I like it enough. I think
It
it's
would be
one
in
of
your
those-
top 5 Ramones?
No,
Okay,
no. It's I mean, I don't know. This is
I think the Ramones version is even unnecessary. I think it's Dee Dee just wanted to be like, yeah, I made this song, man.
Kind of sounds like him. Okay, but then it went on your actual list.
well. Let's
Poison
not
Heart,
get into it.
Oh,
Let's not get into the
All
list
right,
yet.
we're still in honorable mention.
Honorable
territory.
mention.
We'll
so-
get to that after the break.
So, Ian, why don't you tell us your honorable mention?
I really wanted to have a Dee Dee sang song on
Dee Dee?
my list.
Dee Dee sang song?
A Dee Dee sang song, a song that Dee Dee sings.
Oh, okay.
And you know, Warthog would be the obvious pick.
Well, obvious.
So obvious
it's
it's on Mania.
So Endless Vacation gets my honorable mention. I think it's like cool Ramones territory that they do not touch upon. Very like it's a hardcore song, you know. It's all fast and then with a breakdown part. And shit.
Yeah, I mean,
It's tough, man.
I thought about that one, and then today I was listening to the records. I was listening to Halfway to Sanity. At the end, there's see, I was thinking about this on the way to the bus before I got accosted. But there's a love song at the end, and then I was like, oh, the record's. I wanted to do something else. And I was like, oh, the record's about to be over. And then Weasel Face came on. And I was like, you need to get out of here with that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I want to die. You're like, I'm the worst. Weasel Face. You know, and it was just like, dude, I was annoyed. So, because
Right.
I wanted to play around with the keyboard or something. And I was
We
like,
were talking earlier. Sorry.
no,
Go
it's
on.
fine. But yeah.
Like, are there skippable Ramones songs? Like, they're all so good.
That
but like,
one,
it might
sure.
that's
That's
a
your one?
really good example of.
I listened to that. So I listened to every Ramones album backwards yesterday, starting from the last to the first, and that song came on, and I was like, shit, I don't even remember the last time I heard this song. I'm happy I did, but maybe if I was to put the album on rotation more often, it might be a skippable song. But I was telling Ian, I feel like the hallmark for a good band is that you can put on an album and listen to it start to finish without the urge to get out of your seat and fucking skip the track. Because like there's so many bands like Kiss and shit, they got great rock songs, but they don't have great albums in my opinion.
Right.
So I
Well,
feel like
and there's
Ramones have great albums.
other great bands with great albums, but then like later in their career or whatever, just horrible shit that I don't want to hear at all.
Well, it's funny. I've never really thought about that
That's not
listening
the
to
Ramones.
actual records, that you can't really skip things that easily. So, let's say on a side of a record, you hate track 3. You have to go up to your record player and be like,
Yeah.
and then, so I just let it go. I just have some weird OCD where I was like, I had like cleared out my apartment and wanted to play with this synthesizer, and I got it all ready to go. Got the headphones out, and it was I can't remember what fucking song it was. The one before Weasel Face. It's an ending song because it's a love song. Don't go, baby, I love you. One of these ones. And I was like, all right, I'll just wait until the song ends. The record will be over, and then that'll be like cool for my brain thing. I was like, all right, it's over. And then it was like, Weasel Face. It's just like, I suck. I want to die. I was like, me too. You do suck. And now I want to die. And it was probably 2 minutes max. I was livid, waiting for that song to be over. So that's not on the list.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, the passion that you just put into disliking this song is incredible because, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, our friends' bands are probably way worse than that song. Every song they ever made was worse than that one song. But
yeah, it was external fact. It was only because I had my mindset on doing something else, and then convinced myself that the love song, one of those songs, ba ba ba. So I was like, all right, this has got to be the last song because I don't listen to Halfway to Sanity that much.
Maybe my least favorite.
The fact that that song.
This is not a top 5 least favorite Ramones. We got to stick to the
yeah,
fact.
okay,
We're talking about love here. But what?
Okay, yeah.
What do you got on your honorable mention? You got one?
Yeah. This is probably on one or both of your lists, but I'll just do Pet Sematary now because I didn't put it on there.
Okay.
But Pet Sematary came out after Mania. I realized after I chose the category.
Uh-huh.
I love that song. Everyone loves that song, but it was too boring of a choice for me to put on my top 5 because it's just like too obvious.
You wanted to go deep.
It's on mine.
It's on your list, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But I went a different route. You went more the route, like you said, of like how in hell. But that's the thing. Pet Sematary came out after. That's how the hell it would have been on me.
Oh, absolutely.
It is on Hey Ho, Let's Go, whatever the
Right.
other greatest.
That's
hits.
what I was gonna say. Not when I texted you the wanted to do Ramones, but not on Greatest Hits.
Right.
But then I thought there would be like 7 different.
But I think
Greatest Hits.
Mania is a great pick. It's
which I don't have actually.
the one I knew. It was one of my first CDs. I remember I bought it the same day. I think In Utero was the other CD I bought that day.
Okay.
Well, this is really hard for me because I'm pretty late to the Ramones. I didn't get into them till about 3 years ago. I'd heard of them, of course, but I hadn't actually gone deep. No, I'm fucking with y'all.
You had heard of the Ramones, dude?
But when I was a teenager, actually, I only had the first album, and I think that's why, for me personally, it's my least favorite to listen to.
The first album?
The first album is my least favorite. There's great tracks on it, but it's my least favorite as a whole album.
God.
See, he's freaking out over here, but I'm closer to you than him on that one.
And then we're going to go real deep here. Maybe I'll edit this out. I don't know. But I mean, like, Leave Home later on, I mean, that was the album I lost my virginity to, so it was like there is some level of nostalgia to that.
That's the route that I sort of went with my top 5, more the like things that happened to me.
Mhm.
That's why Pet Sematary would be an honorable mention because come on, that would definitely be a top 5 not on Mania Ramones song, I think.
Absolutely.
No debate.
In fact,
terms of-
actually, have
It's
you
my number 4
do
after Poison Heart.
Shit.
So, and Andrew, do you use Spotify? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the whole kind of half the premise of the show came from us hanging out with Johnny Cat Ian was working and tiling his bathroom, and I'd come over after work and fuck around in the garage, and then we started playing this game called Top 5 that we came up with, which is because Spotify has top 5 most played songs by an artist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the whole idea was you would name a band, and we'd sit around and we'd try to discuss what we thought would be on the Spotify most listened to top 5 songs.
I think I'd be good at that game.
Yeah, well
Even with the Ramones, I didn't look, but I would assume I
we've
know
done it
those.
before, and I know a couple for sure that are on there, which I'm sure you would just guess because they're just kind of gimmies on it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember either. So maybe at the end of the show we can actually get into a classic game of top
Okay.
5.
Do you think Pet Sematary is one of them?
As far as I can remember, I don't see how it couldn't be.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think that's a great song, and I think it works as an honorable mention. So
But just for my thing, there's no rules. He was like, "Why don't you like not be?" I was stressed out, man, about having to come up with a thing. He was like, "Dude, it's chill," and then I was like, "All right." So when I started picking things, I was like, "No, because that song's definitely not as good as this song, so it's incorrect." And then now I've had 1 1/3 beer, so
That was all good.
I'm ready to let's go.
all right, well, let's get into it, Andrew. What do you
Okay.
think? We'll start you off. Why don't we start with your number 5 pick of your top 5, and we'll go around and we'll each do our number 5 and work our way up to the number 1s.
Even though
Okay.
we already know my 5 and 4. So
Okay, mine are not like 5 is the worst, 1 is the best. Mine are just so I'm picking at random.
Okay.
Basically, the first one that in my head, "You Sound Like You're Sick." Boom, right there. Pleasant Dreams, 1981, I believe.
great song.
Love that song.
Great album.
Exactly. I don't want to choose too many. Love that album.
It's actually the one that got me back into the Ramones.
It's a fun one.
Might be my favorite album now. But for the same we were talking about earlier, I could have picked 5 songs off that album if I'd wanted to, because I can do whatever I want. But I chose that one over a bunch of really good ones on there. I thought maybe you would have put another one on there because we had talked about it before.
Not my place in the 9 to 5 world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
actually that was a
love that
contender
song.
for me. Yeah.
If I could choose top 5 songs best at 45, it would be easy number 1.
Oh, I've never done that.
One
Okay.
time I asked you to while you were DJing, and you were like, "Josh would not like
yeah,
that."
Josh must have been there. And for all you listening, he is the owner of the Star Bar. Okay. But yeah, I chose that one because I love it. And when I was listening to this stuff, refresher to, study for this here cast, that one in the headphones, I was flipping. It was so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
And
that one.
That's the one.
That's what I'm picking for my number 5. It's fantastic. The album rules, and that song is amazing. Boom.
Well, I think none of us can argue any of this, I think, really, at this point. So far, you're off to a start. You're 1-0.
Okay.
So, Ian, why don't you take it away? What's your number 5?
I already said like 3 times. Poison Heart.
So
Good one.
why'd you put Poison Heart at number 5? Just because it was good enough to get it on there, or because it was so because it was so good?
No, I like it. I don't. Popular has nothing to do with it. I like it.
You
I think
like it.
It's a cool darker side of the Ramones, but still insanely poppy. I wanted to get some of that later, big production. That Ramones sound on my list. That's kind of the way I approached my whole top 5. Was like, okay, here's 5 different Ramones sounds that I want to be represented, because
Okay.
beyond that, there's so many songs that are exactly as good as each other. So that was my thought process. Is I know I already said Pet Sematary is on there too. It kind of covers the same ground.
Yeah.
Similar but different. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because
Well,
we know it's on your list, but we don't know where it stands on your list.
I already said 4 and 5 with those
Dude,
two.
oh my goodness! Well, now you're jumping ahead here.
Okay.
But
That's what you get for getting the honorable mentions first. It snipes somebody else's list. But whatever.
Listen, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm happy to be here. So I appreciate that, and I'm gonna go into my top 5 if you guys don't mind. Is that cool?
Hit us with 5.
Yeah, do it.
All right, number 5. I Want You Around.
Okay.
Nice.
I love that song. Seeing Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah.
That scene with Dee Dee in the shower is so fucking good and
That
iconic
is
to me.
such a good reason to like a song.
It's
Yeah.
so good. And so I was listening to it. You know, there was obviously a ton of contenders to be in the top 5, and I think there's at least 4 other ones that I had that I was constantly trying to figure out what's going to be on there. This obviously speaks volumes to how people perceive it. And you don't want to think like in the beginning, all the songs were like more ballady, slow songs. And I'm like, well, that's not what got me into the Ramones, but that's what kept me around for the Ramones. So I shouldn't have it all.
You wanted it around.
Yeah, are we allowed to sing it or no?
Yeah, please.
Well,
Just
I won't.
change the words, Weird Al Yankovic style.
Ricky Ticky Tambour. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so I Want You Around, I think, is in my number 5.
Great tambourine work. Every other snare hit.
I didn't do any research.
Really?
I don't know who was doing that. You think that was in the?
My money's on Marky, but
You think it was Marky?
It's tough with them because I heard that Johnny Ramone never did any solos whatsoever. You know, not even like leads.
Sure, yeah.
Not even like a
Ed Stasium, right? The fifth
Yeah.
Ramone. Yeah.
So who knows?
Well,
it
he
could-
should have got the honorable mention. Shit, we should have had him at the top
Ed
of the hour.
Stasium,
Mm-hmm.
he might be on the pod.
I don't know that Ramones song, but
What song?
Ed Stasium.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to number 4.
Boom! I'm going right off the dome.
I love that.
Number 4 for me is a song called "Crummy Stuff."
No.
Yeah, for sure. What, you hate that song?
No, but I can tell you, I love that you said that because when Ian and I were in Berlin, we went to the Ramones Museum, and I remember walking around. And have you been there before, Andrew? In Berlin?
Maybe. If I was,
I think you'd remember.
No, I know I haven't been.
Yeah,
there.
you would know.
I haven't been there, but I was in Berlin on tour, and everything got all screwed up, and I was all pissed off. I'm always angry, or not always, but most of the time. And I could have gone during this rage blackout, maybe, but I don't think so.
Well, it's incredible because the amount of stuff they have is a private collection of merchandise that the Ramones put out. In a glass case, there's a pack of crackers.
What kind?
Crummy stuff.
Oh, shut up!
No, I'm serious.
Get out of here!
And I was standing next to Ian while we were looking at it, and I didn't even get the reference because I wasn't even that familiar with that late at the time, really, to like put it together in my head instantly. And
Right. So I chose it because of my connection to, Mean Jeans.
That's where my mind went immediately.
Right, exactly. So we got a song, but Christian wrote that song, those lyrics, whatever. But in terms of our love of the Ramones, he and I, and what we took from them, that's a perfect example of how the Ramones influenced me, whatever. It's perfect. I had enough of that crummy stuff. Crummy stuff. There you go. Boom. And then there's like the bridge, crummy music, crummy TV, like perfect for our sense of humor. And like, I'm not as big of a fan as that. I want you around. I want to be your boyfriend type stuff.
you don't
Baby, I love
want
you.
much from the
I
Ramones.
don't dislike that guy, but crummy is just so dumb. Perfect. So
Okay.
right, this is my top 5. It would not be.
And
a
I
top
love that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is
It's a fun
exactly
pick.
why this particular scenario with this caveat speaks volumes to
Yeah.
the person talking. I think
Yes.
it really has something to do with our identities.
Look at those lyrics.
Incredible.
Crummy music, crummy TV, crummy.
And they spell it without a B, right? It's with 2 M's.
Yeah, I didn't know that was incorrect because we spell crummy with no B.
But like if crummy crackers would be crumby.
Yeah, but you're dumb with a B, but you're a dummy DUMM.
Oh,
So you know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's supposed to have a B.
sure.
I don't know how to spell crummy correctly.
I don't think the English
We should ask the
language-
Ramones. I'm sure they know.
Who's still alive?
CJ, he's got all the answers.
Well, yeah, CJ. That's the thing. I'm glad you picked Poison Heart because I don't have any CJ era stuff. Well, yes, I do. Never mind, CJ.
All right, well, hold on. We'll save that then. Real quick, would you guys like to hear something really cool?
Yes.
While I got you here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I never hear that on pods.
No, you don't. Not
No.
too often.
No.
But anyhow, let's move along to you, Ian. What do you got?
we're at 4, right?
We're at 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery. I already said it.
Pet Cemetery.
Fantastic.
Why? Why do you love this song? Aside from it being just an incredibly great song.
Is that not enough?
That's enough.
I mean, that one more than any other. I at first was like, how is this not on the greatest hits? Recorded after the greatest hits came out.
Same here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have fun story. D.D. King, right? Or excuse me, D.D. Ramone.
He's still the king.
Writing it in
Don't get it twisted.
Stephen King's basement.
Ooh.
That's
Never
where.
thought of the D.D. Ramone, Stephen King.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh wow, that's where it comes
How about
from.
that?
I had
Yeah,
no
I sort of
idea.
know the story from all the.
I mean, the story goes he watched the movie, went down to his basement in Bangor, Maine.
And he didn't
Okay.
want to go down to the base, or he did.
Yeah, we could talk about that down to the base.
He wanted to He wanted to go down there, and he did.
He did. and
Came
he
up
wrote
an
a
hour later with
fantastic
a
song.
fucking hit.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's a hit.
He's a hit maker, I think. No question about it. Have you seen the movie?
I've seen the music video.
That's about as far as I've gone with that too. I've seen the remake of the movie. Never heard the song in its original context of in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
It's at the end of the movie, though, isn't it? Whoops.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Well,
And
all
I
the podcasts.
I
were,
also
can we
assume
just
it's a
watch the
book
movie?
too.
Holy shit! Was that a
That I haven't
spoiler?
read.
Yeah, Stephen King.
Sorry,
wrote the
spoiler
book.
alert, everyone. I think Andrew
Yeah.
just told me it's at the end of the movie, not even in the movie. So
I thought that it was over the final credits.
all right, perfect. Well, I'll skip to the credits.
Okay,
Call it macaroni. All right.
that's public domain, so we can sing that one. It's all you. What's your number 4?
You guys want to know what my number 4 is?
I do.
Well, I'm happy to tell you. It is Loudmouth.
Hell yeah.
It is one of the 2
Weren't you-
songs off the first
Yeah.
album I absolutely love. I still love it. Incredible.
As is the entire first record.
I mean,
But a great pick. A hell of a song. But yeah, go on.
no, go ahead. Tell me why it's so great. I know why it's great.
Because it is the Ramones. I mean, that is the Ramones. These
In the-
fucking
yeah, in the
guys
mo-
pretending to be tough. It's
In
great.
the most
It's amazing.
simplistic form, it is. Yeah, it's great, and I feel like it really holds up for me personally over all the years. The fact that the first Ramones record is the first Ramones record I ever owned as a 13, 14-year-old, and I didn't even realize they had more at the time. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'd got it, but I'd listened to that record to death, to the point where a lot of those songs still today, it's like, I have spent so much time with all of these songs, I don't need to hear them as regularly as a lot of the other Ramones songs. But I still love hearing Loudmouth. And, honorable mention.
Also great
honorable
that it's the
mention,
Blitzkrieg Bop riff exactly at the beginning.
They were way ahead of the curve when it comes to recycling. It's like, it wasn't.
Don't get me started on
It
that.
wasn't until the 80s and 90s where people were preaching about the importance of recycling. The Ramones had been doing it since 1976.
Dude,
Incredible.
listen to all
Even
the
on the
songs
same
over
record.
again.
Yeah.
How many of them are like or the variation?
And then they're even singing about their own songs on songs. In songs.
I love a good reference or a throwback to shit they're doing. But yeah, all right. Well, that's me, Loudmouth, baby. Number 3, Andrew.
Well, I'm going to segue from yours because your first album by the Ramones was the first album by the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm older than you guys. My first album by the Ramones was their last album, Adios Amigos. So I got that when it came out. I was what?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh well, it was tough because I had to choose something from there because of the way I
Yeah,
made the criteria.
nostalgia or
Right.
your, yeah.
My top 5, not the best. So Adios Amigos was my first album. I'd never heard any of their other stuff before. So they were technically still an active band. And it just dawned on me today that it was Adios Amigos' last album and their fan base was biggest in South America. That never really dawned on me until just today, I don't think.
That didn't dawn on me until you just told me that.
They're like, that's where all their fans, they
We're
were like,
actually superstars.
exactly, yeah. So, okay. So that album starts off with I Don't Want to Grow Up, the Tom Waits song. So I didn't choose that.
That's my favorite on the record.
Me too. But
I have a clear
So-
second. Go.
So I chose Take the Pain Away. Love that song. Nobody would ever choose that. I don't think. Everybody, I don't know what to say. I wish I could take the pain away. Are you allowed to sing it, or are we going to get sued?
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
I went out today for a walk in the rain. You know, I was worried about everything. Yeah. Anyway, so I chose that because I remember being 13 and the sort of sad factor of it, you know, not as annoying as Weasel Phase, where it's like, everything sucks. You know, I suck. Whatever. It's like, you know, I wish I could take. I chose that one. There's a lot of ones on there. that
Life's
have
a
the-
Gas was
fantastic.
great.
I got a lot to say is hilarious, but that encroached on the crummy thing. I got a lot to say. I can't remember now. And then I remember being on the bus, me and Warren Lee, my old buddy, listening to that, sharing the headphones, and none of us, you know, we were 13 years old, 12, 13, and we were convinced that it was one chord, then the next chord, and then I can't remember now, it was that second chord back to the first one. It's not when I just listen to it now, but we're like, that's so cool. They just flipped it and sang something else. Not true. But I chose Take the Pain Away because I like that song.
Absolutely. That's a perfect reason to pick a song.
There you go.
Number 3
Number 3.
for me. Danny Says.
Damn it.
I think that just I love the whole Ramones working with Phil Spector as a thing. Like on so many levels, it really doesn't work. It doesn't sound like the Ramones the whole time. The drums are like soft, almost sound like, you know, that it, which totally works for his wall of sound, like Phil Spector songs, you know, like. But for a slow Ramones song, Danny Says, it's beautiful.
Well, I agree with you because he says sound check at 5:02. Bullshit. Nobody is like, all right, everyone be there for sound check. It's going to be at 5:02. No way. Sound check is at 5.
You don't think they're just talking about being bad boys? Like sound check was at 5, but they got there at 5:02?
I don't think so. I think it's right, and that's why I like this one in terms of relating it to myself. I think I'm
Changing
allowed
facts to make a rhyme.
Well, we early Mean Jeans days in my parents' gazebo, me and Christian acoustic guitars, we wrote a song called Keystone Light. And it was like Keystone Light for $2.82, you know, and it was like the prices that we came up with were just because the numbers sounded good. No beer is $2.82. But if it was like, everyone be here for sound check, it's at 5:02. Get out of here. And if you're trying to brag about being a bad boy that you're 2 minutes late, yeah, fuck it. We're not getting there till 5:02. I looked up the lyrics to make sure that I wasn't fucking that up because that's what,
Oh, it's on your list.
not anymore. Not anymore because now that you've said it, I'm flipping in my mind. I'm flipping it out of my list without telling you. But
Also, another great one for Ramones referring to other Ramones songs with the listening to Sheena on the radio. That's fun.
Oh, I didn't. But is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were talking about
I assume.
Motown or 60s something.
I'm saying they're referencing themselves.
I didn't realize that. I thought there was some.
That's that was always what I thought.
Oh,
I mean,
I
I
thought there was
didn't
an
read
old
that,
song.
but that's
Okay.
what makes sense to me.
I'll
Well, you
look
read into that enough to make it factual, in my opinion.
Well, I'm
so.
going to the library next Tuesday. I'm going to look it up.
I do know that Joey wrote it in his hotel room while they were recording End of the Century.
Was he watching Get Smart on TV or?
Could be. And he wrote it about Linda, who
McCartney?
his girlfriend
Ronstadt?
Johnny stole.
Oh, the KKK took my baby away.
They'll-
I think it's about that.
Right. That's.
I can hear you scratching your beard.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I like it. It's-
Also, a great song to listen to on tour.
I want to listen to it right now, but we're not
I do
allowed
too.
to.
I even love the demo version, but I do think that the Phil Spector production
What was
on that
where,
song
Where would you
specifically.
find the demo version? I don't know if you've heard that. Is there a?
Buy a CD, dude.
There's not like a Ramones demo.
No, it'll be on.
compilation?
You were just talking about Spotify. They have all the 40th
Deluxe editions.
All right, so that was number 3, and it's you 3.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go
Okay.
to number 3 here. And and this one was kind of a hard one for me because I was trying to pick one off Leave Home, and there's so many good ones. And You're Gonna Kill That Girl. I absolutely love it. I think it is
Perfect.
That was my other honorable mention. It's a
Me
great
too.
song.
It's incredibly
too.
good. It's so iconic of it has all the trademark signatures of the Ramones, what you expect from them, classic era, and I couldn't leave it out. couldn't leave it out of the mix.
I'm ecstatic that you chose that because I left it off. Drunk Dial Records, I did a Houndy 7-inch with them. And then they did, during COVID, they did a Stay Home, not Leave Home. And it's like one of those things, pick a song from Leave Home and you have to cover it. So I did that one.
Did you sing on that or was it just an instrumental?
I sang on it. That was me.
Okay.
So I was like, I should pick this one because it's like a part of my thing. I had to listen to it so many times and learn the lyrics, whatever, that should be there. But I thought it was, for the way I was doing my top 5, I was like, I'll do that honorable mention. So now you said it. I get to plug Drunk Dial.
Yes.
I get to plug myself.
A huge reason why I picked it,
The
actually,
whole point
too.
of a podcast.
I mean, the cover I did isn't that good because I'm an idiot like anything else. It's like when I was in school, 20-page paper due March 18th. March 17th at the desk, like, trying to elongate sentences, whatever. So that's what happened with that. I had all these grand ideas. I was going to make it like a Roxette song, like 80s, because it's got that.
I mean, yeah, and then, I'm glad that there's only one caveat on it and we can put our own spin on it. And I'm happy to fill the void for both of you guys because if it didn't make it on your top 5, I think it's easy to say that we all love that.
Yeah,
And
you saved me the trouble of trying to.
so basically, you ended up with a top 6 is ultimately how this worked out.
I'm just milking your guys' stuff, and he already said one of mine, but now I'm flipping it around secretly in my head to come up with 2 other ones.
Oh,
because secretly.
What number was Danny said for you?
Number 1.
Because you're not going in order also, right?
Well, but that one was like, dude, that's a hit. I mean, it's just like
It's so good.
Yeah. So boom. But wait, now am I on number 2? Number 2?
You're up to number 2 now.
Cool. I got it right off the top of my head. Daytime Dilemma. I don't know if you this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Nice pick.
That one was hard. So once again, I'm listening to Too Tough to Die. Chasing the Night is amazing.
Yep.
But I like Daytime Dilemma better, I think. Yes, I do. Yes.
Good.
Yes. It's a
You
great
heard it
song.
here first.
But and I like that they insist on calling it Daytime Dilemma. They don't really say that. It's like Dangers
of Love.
Right.
It's in parentheses, right?
Yeah, it is in parentheses, but I just like it. Why? Why wouldn't you just call it Dangers of Love? They were like, no, Daytime Dilemma. Because at the end, there is the Daytime Dilemma backing vocals.
Daytime Dilemma.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, it's so quiet that he's doing it. But yeah, so I choose that one because it rules, and I was sort of, I basically was looking at the albums after Mania came out, even though that wasn't part of the criteria. And I love that one. Boom. That's my number, 2 now?
Yeah.
Boom. Right?
Incredible.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick. Yeah. Some of the best, some of my favorite Marky drumming on that song. I mean, it's so classic. I mean, it's just him.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
And he's doing that all the time.
I
It's
love
like,
the.
it's hooky. It's hooky drums.
I love the hooky.
Number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Wild card. Slug.
Okay. SLUG. I've heard it.
Not even on a record. Am I crazy?
Oh, I forgot because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Living now, listening to shit on Spotify and whatever, I forgot that that's not actually on an album.
Yeah.
What is it on?
It should be on Rocket to Russia, which is in some ways my favorite Ramones record, but it's not, and I don't know why. I do not know how it didn't make the cut. It's easily the most pop sensible best song on the record that's not on Mania.
Which one?
Slug.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm questioning if I've ever even heard it. Like,
Really?
where would I have, if it's not on the album, where is it? Where do I find it?
Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. What the?
Buy the
Fuck,
CD.
I've heard about this Spotify.
So
Gotta check
all,
this
all
out.
the Ramones CDs had 4 or 5 bonus tracks that
Oh, okay.
Right, the reissued, remastered ones from 2002,
right,
whatever.
and some are amazing, and some are very
good.
skip-worthy.
Skip-worthy.
Chop Suey, come on, dude.
What about Weasel Face? Have I talked about Weasel Face? All right, I like that, but honestly,
So, lying in bed one summer's night, everything wasn't all right. Something,
that's me drumming, by the way.
S-L-U-G. That one, you know?
Yeah, that's
know it?
really
I don't
good.
know it, but I
You
want
don't-
it.
oh
I
my
don't
God.
know it.
Okay.
That's why I'm.
It'll be
Like-
on the playlist.
Have you ever gotten kicked off your own podcast?
I just did.
All right, get
you know,
out.
I'm
And we're
walking
in your
out.
room.
And
Get
you know what?
out.
I actually put research in this. As I told you guys earlier off mic, I listened to every Ramones record starting with their last to their first yesterday, in that order, in ascending order.
You started off with Adios Amigos.
Yeah, and worked my way all the
That's
way
what
down.
I did in real life.
That's
not true.
that's
Because I did Adios
fascinating.
Amigos and then the first album.
Skipped a couple.
Yeah.
I
So
started
I
with
went back to the front, Metallica style.
I started at the first, and I guess the second, Rocket to Russia is their second.
That's the third. Leave Home a second.
Okay, but same year though.
Yeah.
What? Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, both
same year.
77.
Really?
So yeah, Leave Home came later, but for me, and I got that. So like, I guess really the first three I was really familiar with, but I had kind of put them on the back burner. Was more kind of into what was happening locally, buying local records and all that sort of shit. And then I went over to my friend Alex Tryon. Maybe you know him.
Yeah.
Incredible guy. But he was playing Pleasant Dreams, and it straight up rocked me to my core.
He gave me a hoodie, a green hoodie with the Pleasant Dreams guy cut out.
of
and
a T-shirt and then sewed on it.
Exactly.
In the
and,
front?
and in the front and split for a zipper.
Oh my god! I can't believe you ended up with that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember
What
him
happened to
rocking
it?
that.
Couldn't tell you. Years ago.
Damn.
But yes, that album was like, holy shit, the Ramones have so much more depth. I really didn't give them enough credit, and that's really what kind of sent me down the Ramones hole of trying to listen to everything early on, So I'm gonna get into my number 2. Is that right? That's where I'm at. You went, yeah,
You just did.
I thought you just did your number 2.
No, I was just talking about Pleasant Dreams, man. We just kind of we were riffing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I'll give you my number 2. We've already mentioned it, but it's Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
I mean, it's just an incredible song. It speaks volumes to how they have kind of gotten out of the pigeonhole that they were in as a band and getting more popular and trying to hit the charts and commercially viable band.
Focusing more on other studio musicians playing the guitar.
I mean, that's the only way to get ahead, as we all know. It's just, you're the face, and you just have someone else do the hard work for you.
See, I think something about this, I'm thinking about it now in a whole new way. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. Shit. It's a pet cemetery. Why would you be?
Because buried rhymes with cemetery, dude.
Yeah, but it's like Thin Lizzy. Tonight there's going to be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. Probably at the jail. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Tonight there's going to be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. At the grocery store? No.
You're right, because if it
At
was
the
somewhere in the
school?
city, there might be more than one jail.
What? What's it? What?
There's numerous jails in Portland.
Oh yeah, fine, true.
Yeah, but
All right,
but in a
okay.
town, I can't tell you a town that has more than one jail.
True. Okay.
I would call Portland a town.
Well, you can
Well,
call it what you want.
But
Well,
at
anyway.
least you could say at one of the jails in the town, and then it's like, or sorry.
It
yeah,
doesn't rhyme as well.
Right.
So Phil Lynott and Dee Dee had a similar way to write lyrics. Whatever sounds good. But he doesn't want to be buried in the pet cemetery. But I don't think he has to worry about that unless he is secretly a cat.
well, okay, so right, did we talk about this earlier? Did you not see Pet Cemetery?
I don't remember now.
It's
I can't remember now.
It's really about when you get you bury something in the pet cemetery and the pet comes back to life. But then if you bury a person and they come back to life, I saw the remake.
But so did I. But okay, so I just don't know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know what I'm talking
But
about, so I
I'll-
can't tell you that you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm confident in knowing that I'm not confident.
I think it was probably one of the most coherent songs they ever written. I think.
Why
I
do
think
they
was-
spell it with an S?
I don't know. I was looking at it today and I couldn't fathom.
I think it's in the movie.
I think it's just to be edgy.
I think one of the cats scrapes off the C and replaces it or something.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I can't remember anything. Did I tell you I got accosted when I left my apartment today? I was accosted.
It
I
probably.
believe.
I
They-
think it probably had something to do with they just had like the fucking ultimate first rough draft script that was given to them. Here's a script. We're doing a movie. Write a song. and it was
Do you think
probably
they
just
spelled
filled
rough
with
draft
typos.
RUFF, like rough?
Oh,
like a dog?
Wait, is that not how you spell it?
No, but Pet Cemetery, rough draft. You know what I mean? Come on, I'm on beer
Woof,
number. I'm
woof.
on beer number 2.
Yeah. Scrape off those, the S from the C. You're a sausted.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Kevin Costner, Dan Blather. But yes. This song is amazing. But you didn't. He let on when other ones are mentioned. You just kept quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your number 2.
That's my number 2. I think it's a huge hit. Obviously, it would have been on Mania had it been released prior to 88. So it's kind of a cheat, but it's also at the same time, it's like,
You're playing by the rules,
there.
dude.
It's fucking good. It's a fucking good song. What
It's
can
a
I
great
say?
song.
Well,
I
so-
don't like that song. I love it.
Number 1, dude.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was just thinking it'd be fun to try and now guess y'all's number 1s because you're doing it right and I'm doing it wrong. My number 1 is not their number 1, not on Mania track. It's my number 1 based on my shit, like I said. So, started a band back in the day, still in that band, ... Lots of comparisons to the Ramones, which I guess is flattering because we're not as good. And I don't know what the connection is really. But my number 1 at that time, we started the Mean Jeans, and I think I can say this without him being here. That our favorite album was Subterranean Jungle, the one where Marky's in the window of the subway car.
Oh, it's
because he was in
incredible.
trouble. But so I had to choose one from there. It starts off with 2 covers in a row, so I nixed those.
Yeah, and there's a third one later on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So mine were between In the Park and Time Bomb.
Cool.
And I got rid of Time Bomb because I'm going to save that until you guys ask me to do the Rancid podcast. And I chose In the Park. So is it their best song ever? No. But it's perfect. Tambourine.
Did I want to have it on my top 5? Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hang out in the park. Yeah. And that's like, for me, looking back then, I actually listened to that all the time, over and over, that album. Now I'm older and I listen to stuff for weird, different reasons. I don't even know if I listen to music now for fun. It's more calculated. Like, I would just put that on and then put it on again.
Oh, totally. Yeah. When I was younger, I'd put on a record and just gaze at the cover and just read the notes over and over again.
I would drive to it. I would have one CD in the car. It was Subterranean Jungle, and I chose In the Park. It's fantastic. And boom, that's my number 1.
Incredible. I love that.
Hell yeah.
Ian, what do you got?
I have mad respect for your pick.
Thank you.
As do I.
My number 1 pick. I don't want to go down to the basement.
Oh,
Really?
See, you didn't say anything early. Okay, good.
Wow. Okay. I like that.
Ramones, first record. That is the Ramones. That is the thing that makes this band so exceptional. Where this first record came out and people were actually saying, "What the hell is this?" And I think that song encompasses that first record. Mania songs aside.
So I wouldn't even have known that that's not on Mania because I never had Mania. I chose that as the caveat.
Yeah, but you picked it. You could have looked it up.
No, but I didn't pick it. But just saying now is that that wasn't going to be one of my 5 anyways.
Yeah. I mean, the first record to me, it's the most important. It's my favorite. I would argue it's the best. I don't actually want to get into the argument, but that it does it for me.
Fuck yeah. That's incredible. I love that. I really, because I know I spoke earlier about not loving the first album as much, but yeah, I mean, what more iconic song aside from fucking 24 other Ramones songs are there?
Right.
But,
I could have swapped my whole top 5 out with 5 other Ramones songs and liked them just as much. The Ramones are that kind of band where I would just have Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World is my number 1, being like, I need to represent the first record, the heart of the Ramones, where the Ramones come from.
Nah, Basement's better than Today. Yeah. I'm down with that one more. But usually you want to get into what is it about that? I think something about their first album when people are like, what the hell is this? We could obviously talk for 90 years about that. but it's like, you know, all the popular bands like Journey and Foreigner, Corporate, whatever, solos for 9,000 years. And they didn't do that. And it was just straight to the point.
Yeah.
But I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement is basically just that. He doesn't want to go down to
There's
the
something
basement.
down there. And he's not even going to say the word basement.
And you're right. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want to go.
Hey,
doesn't like
Romeo.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I
Who's
have
Romeo?
no fucking idea. I think that, you know, it rhymes. You know?
Why doesn't he say basement fully?
No
Do you know these
idea.
things? Huh.
If I could ask Joey Ramone one question, I think that would be it.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you meet him at the pearly gates, you're going to be like, dude, what is going on? You don't want to go down to the base.
Yeah.
Does he even try to say mint?
Basement.
Basement.
It's sick.
All right, I'm going to get in my number one right now.
I cannot wait. And that's not I'm not exaggerating. I cannot wait.
Well, I think you're going to like this too, because when you just told me your number one and your favorite album, Subterranean Jungle,
Yeah.
my heart just started racing because that is my number one Ramones record. I
Yeah.
absolutely love the record. 3 covers on it, which are incredible.
Starting off with 2. Insane move.
I don't know any
It's
other
a
band
weird
that's
move.
done that. It's incredible. But for me, I worked this really shitty job when I moved back from Germany and needed a place to live, and I was living in my friend's garage. And I'd go to work and I would put on the music and I'd constantly go to this album to get me through the day. And every time I heard this song, it just brought me to a new level. I was like, okay, but it was also sad because it's towards the end of the album. So I knew that it was coming to an end and I'm about to have to restart it and listen to it again. But Somebody Like Me, I absolutely love that song. It's incredible.
Beautiful. What a finale.
Full circle. That shit always reminds me of the Mean Gene song, Anybody Out There.
It's probably entwined. Is entwined a word?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Entwined.
I don't think outwine's a word, but entwine
I was going to say
is definitely.
I was going to say intertwined.
Intertwine is probably
That's
actually
another
where
word.
entwine comes from.
Entwined is a word?
Yeah.
Entwined.
Oh, now I'm second guessing myself.
Me too. That's the problem with the pods.
We better ask the Ramones about words.
Who's still alive?
CJ.
We went on tour with him.
And
if
Marky.
he
We got
listens to-
Marky too.
What's he doing?
He's doing fucking.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's
doing
doing cameos.
He's doing advertisements for pay.
Let's get on the horn with Marky right now and get a cameo.
Tell you
going.
what. All right. So for our listeners,
Entwined
if,
is a word.
If you donate money to our Patreon, we will get Marky Ramone to plug our show. We will pay him the money you pay us to plug our show, which we will then play for you.
That's
So
great.
that's a promise. Give us some money. I think it costs $100. So
Marky costs $100 or you do?
I think Marky costs $100.
Okay.
I'll take $100 too off the top. So we need at least $200. So
All right, I'll sign up. All right, fine. Is this just a ploy to get me to sign up for your Patreon?
Can we just discuss the chorus lyrics of your number one pick?
about just being a guy who likes to rock and roll.
I'm just a guy who likes to get drunk.
I'm just a guy who likes
Does
to
he like
dress
to
punk.
dress punk though?
Get my kicks and live my life.
That's perfect. Yeah.
It's fucking perfect.
I think it is an incredible punk rock anthem. It's exactly what all punks do. It's simple-minded. It's it's pure.
the
Let's-
best kind of dumb.
Let's
You can-
actually erase all this and do it again. I want that to be my number one. I think no, really. Now that I think about it, I want that one.
I don't blame you.
Right.
It's
So
an
can we do
incredible
it
song.
again?
Yeah, we can.
wanna start
retake
over?
here. Yeah.
Start over. Yeah. How do you erase? We're doing this all on tape, though. Actually,
Do you guys want to try to play top 5 real quick?
With the
Top five
Ramones?
CCR or the wait? We just did the Ramones.
Exactly. So do you want to
No,
try
no,
to do
no,
the top 5
the other
Ramones?
game.
Oh,
The game.
I see.
We're
Okay.
trying
The
to figure
Spotify
out-
game.
So I can't remember if we talked about this on air or off air.
Yeah, so I don't know either, but the original game was thinking of a band and the top 5 most played songs on Spotify of this band and trying to guess it before taking a look. So right now, why don't we try a Ramones one. What do you
Okay,
guys
so
think?
so we're guessing Ramones, Spotify, those first 5 tracks that show up.
Yeah, most played.
So we can all agree that we don't have to talk about this.
Blitzkrieg Bop, number
boom.
1.
yeah,
Boom.
sure.
I Want to Be Sedated, obviously.
Top 5, easy.
Yeah, because I think that was their biggest hit. I think. Wasn't
It
it?
depends how you define
I don't
hit.
know.
You know,
No,
like
but it hit.
you
it
play
hit.
it in a fucking soccer stadium.
No,
and,
no, I
and
think that
play
was
it
their
to,
biggest hit.
Again, depends how you
Billboard.
define hit.
I'm in the process. Like chart success, video, MTV, whatever. There was a video. I think
It was
that,
great. Yeah, they're all sitting around eating and it's time
Yeah.
lapse.
I think was the and on the radio hit.
sure, but also
Wasn't
I
it?
think there is.
That sounds right.
I think so. I think the other stuff is later.
But
Blitzkrieg
what do you
Bop.
think? What do you think? I don't know for sure. So you're thinking? What did you say? You think is the second one? Sorry.
I think Blitzkrieg Bop is a number.
Oh, that's number one.
easy
Easy.
number
I
one.
think I Want to Be Sedated is number 1.
Sedated. Okay, I don't
Okay,
know.
I think Blitzkrieg Bop is number 1.
Okay, I think it's number 1. Like now.
But we're going off Spotify plays, right? So,
But Spotify plays, it doesn't always show it in order of how many plays.
and it doesn't
actually.
matter what it
yeah.
did on the Billboard charts.
Right. I think I Want to Be Sedated comes on the radio more than Blitzkrieg.
But you
Bop, I
believe
think.
that to be in the
I-
top
for
5
sure.
of Spotify?
Yeah,
I know those two are top.
I
5.
Want to Be Sedated might be on classic rock radio,
Yeah.
where they would not play.
What about
Blitzkrieg Bop.
rock and roll radio?
No, not on the top 5.
You don't think rock and roll radio is
Rockaway
on there?
Beach, likely.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
Oh shit. Fuck. Okay. Oh damn. Do you remember rocking?
Definitely not.
What else is a big song off of End of the Century? That was a huge album at the time.
No,
They
nothing.
wanted it to be a huge.
Nothing off that record is on their top 5 most played Spotify
Yeah, there will
songs.
be. There will be.
No, I think Pet Sematary is on there. I think.
I also think Pet Sematary would probably be on there, but we want the airwaves.
Nope.
No,
No?
that won't be on top 5.
Nope.
No.
All right, so Pet Sematary. So we can agree on Blitzkrieg Bop and Pet Cemetery.
And I want to.
And
be
I want to be
sedated.
sedated.
Definitely.
And Rockaway Beach.
You think Rockaway Beach?
Yes.
See, that one I don't know as being an actual fan and knowing people that love the Ramones versus, Levi's commercial.
Yeah, but like Spotify has its own thing. Like,
Yeah, totally. So
yeah.
But Rock. I feel like there's one we're not thinking of here.
Oh, there's a. I mean, this was
Is it
so hard.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
No.
See, the Spider-Man cover would have been on my hidden track. one.
Same.
Yeah.
Sure. One also
Best Ramones songs not on a record.
yeah. Fun fact about the Ramones: they have 32 recorded covers over the course of their career, 12 of which are on Acid Eaters.
3 of which are on.
Oh,
We just talked
Subterranean
about
Jungle.
Yeah.
One is on a live album, the Motorhead cover of Ramones.
My favorite one, probably California Sun.
See, I think
Best version of that song, I think.
Needles and Pins is a huge one for me.
Ooh, that might be in top 5, maybe on Spotify. Maybe
I mean, it should be.
that was on
Doesn't have my
Heavy
vote.
Metal Parking Lot.
All right.
So when do we get to look at it and find out, or do we try and
Once we come up with 5 songs,
God,
that,
Come up with 5 as long as, and also we don't have to all agree on the
Right.
exact same 5.
because you can put that on yours
You know,
instead of
whoever
Rockaway
gets the
Beach.
most-
But I'm confident about Rockaway Beach.
I Want to Be Sedated, Blitzkrieg Bop. Fucking hell. Psychotherapy, is that a big song?
Not big enough.
No? Shit.
Ramones Mania big, but I've just been watching Jersey Shore.
I don't watch
You
it.
ever watch that?
Never watched it. I know Snooki.
Yeah, she's a character.
I know Snooki's a character.
You don't know about
What's her real name?
Nicole
No. What's the character's name?
Snooki?
Oh, Snooki. Okay. There's no
You can if you want.
Snooki? Yes. Yes, I like Snooki from Jersey Shore. It was one of my favorite actresses.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so let's figure this out. So Ian, so far, Blitzkrieg Bop, Pet Cemetery, Want to Be Sedated, Rockaway Beach. So you need one more to complete your top 5.
All right.
Andrew, for sure, I have you down for Blitzkrieg Bop, Pet Cemetery, and Sedated.
Yes, definitely.
Sheena is a punk rocker. That's
Oh, yes.
Sheena?
Definitely.
make that my top 5.
And now I'm wondering about Pet Cemetery. I don't know if it's a like big song or big to Ramones fans song.
I think it's a huge song, personally,
Okay.
for them. I mean, Poison Heart was huge, too. I mean, that had a music video.
Yeah, but
That came out later on. So, Andrew, we need one more from you for your top 5. You've got Blitz, Pet, Sedated, Sheena.
And you say Rockaway Beach?
He says Rockaway
All right,
Beach.
well, I'm just going to trust him and then blame it on him. So put me down.
Okay,
Then
Rockaway.
we can get,
Love the anti-competitive mentality.
I hate competitiveness.
Dude, we're on the same team. It's all
I
good.
hate getting entwined and intertwined in competitive Disney.
Words, man.
I'm going to do, all right, so I got a couple rock and rolls in here. So I'm going to do Blitzkrieg Bop, Pet Cemetery, I Want to Be Sedated. I'm going to do Rock and Roll Radio, and I'm going to do Rock and Roll High School.
Ooh, Rock and Roll High School. Yeah, oof.
So take off Rockaway Beach for me and put on. No, I don't know. Damn it. I don't know which one's better, Pet Cemetery or Rock and Roll High School.
That's the one I would want to take off Pet Cemetery to put on Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah,
I want Rock and Roll High School on there.
Is that
Me
what you
too.
want to do? You want to get rid of Pet?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're changing out.
But you're keeping Rockaway Beach.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna follow it, but that's not fun. All right, I'll keep Pet just in case.
All
You
right.
know, I don't mind losing. That's the thing. I don't mind.
All right.
How fun.
I like to have fun. I like to dress punk. I wore a leather jacket here, but I just found out that a podcast is all audio. So why did I wear that? I'll tell you why, because it's cold outside.
It's probably why you got spat on the way here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
True.
queuing up the Ramones top 5 right now. You ready for this moment?
Oh yeah.
Man, are we gonna feel stupid if we just totally missed
No,
the
we're
mark
not.
on
We're
this?
good. If we're off by 1, maybe. We got 4 out of 5 for sure. Between all of us.
Spider-Man, dude.
No way.
Oh my goodness! All right, and I'm gonna check the numbers because Spotify doesn't have corresponding numbers a lot of the time as most listen to. So I'm gonna do it in corresponding as far as most listen, not rated as number 5 on here. So the number 1 with the most listens, maybe y'all can guess. We're looking at the Blitzkrieg Bop,
Okay.
and that's 144,500,000. That's pretty good. I Want to Be Sedated as number 2
Nailed it.
With
1,300,633,000.
wait, how many? What?
Yeah, 1,633,000.
And Blitzkrieg Bob was what?
That was 144,500,000.
Oh, boy.
So
Okay.
when I'm talking Blitzkrieg Bop being the biggest Ramones song,
Oh,
Yeah.
You're only
It's for
you're only
real.
up there by like 11 million. So, or I mean 31 million.
143 million.
no, 100 something.
No, it's 144 million for Blitzkrieg Bop, 103 million.
You
For-
said 1 million.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Oh,
he's
sorry.
fucking up. That's the MC.
That was my bad. I'm sorry. And you know what? So
All right, what's
Ian,
number 3?
Ian, I'm gonna put this. So I'm not going by what is actually coming up as number 3. I'm going by the most played,
Sure.
and that is Pet Cemetery
Oh.
with 39,190,000
Ooga.
listens. All right, and then after that, we got Sheena as a punk rocker,
Yeah.
which I feel foolish now for not putting on mine.
But we
We-
did,
we
right?
had it.
Okay.
You did, yeah. You guys have.
Do you want me to sing it or?
I'd love it.
We
Please.
are
Could
all
you-
dressed up and we all have somewhere to go. We're
ready to go now.
breaking down to the discotheque, yahoo.
Disco a go-go.
We can ring ding ticket. Also, we can talk about that. The dun-na-na-na-na-na, do-do-do-do-do-do. They're using like 17 songs, and it pisses me off. I'm getting pissed off. But you know they do that. That's in like a lot of Ramones songs,
Yes.
including
Their own songs.
their own songs.
Oh,
where they
okay.
use
Sorry, I
that-
thought you were saying they're ripping off 17
No.
artists. And I was
They
like,
use that little trope in their own
sure,
songs
sure.
a
Yeah.
million, thousand, billion times.
Yes, they do.
All right, what else do you got over there?
All right.
MC?
So this is number 5. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
And Ian, it's kind of a I got you moment, but not fully to the degree that I'd
Uh-huh.
like. But this is off of End of the Century, with
Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you.
It's Baby I Love You with 29,400,000.
Baby, I hate you.
You have got me, but I have got you.
I think so. If we tally this up here, that's a 1, 2, 1, 2. You got rid of Pet, but you made up for it with Sheena. And then Sheena, 1, 2, 3. So we are all 3 of 5.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, because Rockaway Beach was on there.
Rockaway
Right.
Beach was not on there. So, Ian, you had Blitzkrieg Bop, and you got rid of Pet Cemetery and did Rock and Roll High School, I Want to Be Sedated, Rockaway Beach, Sheena.
Come on, baby.
Andrew had Blitzkrieg Bop, Pet Cemetery, I Want to Be Sedated, Sheena, and Rockaway Beach. I had Blitzkrieg Bop, Pet Cemetery, I Want to Be Sedated, Rock and Roll Radio, and Rock and Roll High School. So
Wow.
we were halfway there with a couple there, but that, it just
Live
goes
and
to
learn.
show how hard this is, how hard of a game this is. 'Cause
So whoever's listening, though, they're going to be like, I had it. But I don't trust you. Who are you?
Who the hell is like, oh, if the Ramones, Baby, I love you on End of the Century.
Come
that-
on, baby. That sounds good. Am I on? All right. Thanks, everybody. I was the first guest. I had a really good time, man. Gosh dang, I really like that. Everybody, I don't know what to say. I wish I could take the pain away. Uh-oh, there it is. Everybody, I don't know what to say. I wish I could take the pain away. That was good. I could do it better.
That was fucking great.
Well, maybe everyone will be so down with this trio right here. They'll be like, when you get another guest, they'll be like, pretty good, but
nah.
get that other guy back because he can sing. Everybody here. Wait, maybe I know some of the other songs that we did here. All right, let's see. All right. All right. So what? But I don't know how to change. I don't know how to use this thing. I just took this from my house. Rhythm select. I like the pipe organ. Okay, so all right, here we go. I've had enough. Oh, there it is. I've had enough. I've had enough of that crummy stuff. I've had enough of that crummy stuff. Crummy. What's the next line? Crummy. Oh wait, crummy stuff, right? Crummy stuff. Yeah. That was good.
That was incredible. Hey, thank you so much, Andrew, for being here. That was
Not a problem.
that was the best.
Yeah, I had a really good time. I don't want it to be over.
How about that?
Yeah. But I guess that's it. How do you sign off?
Well,
I don't listen to podcasts.
Well, do you got anything going on? Can we plug anything for you? Do you have any new recordings dropping or?
No new recordings. No nothing. Nothing to plug.
Perfect. So we have the newest recordings from you
Was that right
now.
there? Yeah, I wish I had
right.
practiced. I grabbed this on the way out and put batteries in it, taped them. Oh, yeah. Okay. So January 17th, Drunk Dial is putting out the fake bands from movies compilation, and I did a track on that, and that's coming out. So I don't even know. I think it's called Fake something or other. I
Yeah,
don't know.
something you can find on Google, I'm sure.
Yeah. Drunk Dial, Fake, some shit. Spotify, Google.
Well, awesome.
Websites, fantastic computer. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, come on.
All right. Well, we'll definitely check that out. Thanks so much. And hey, thanks for anyone who listened because we had a great time.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.